Well, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and as 2024 comes to a close, we're taking a look back at some of the year's most unforgettable moments through images. Here to talk about those defining events and what made these photos so memorable is Ken Mainardis, Senior Vice President of Editorial at Getty Images. Ken, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Cindy. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, let's start with one of the biggest news events this past summer, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. And it's, the image of blood running down his face. And from a historic point of view, why is it so important?
Well, there were so many images of such a huge moment in U.S. political history, as you would expect. And I think this is one of the strongest because it shows the very real danger President Trump was in at this moment. Perhaps also, unlike some of the other images we saw from that moment, it also shows a fragility that wasn't maybe in the rest of the coverage, which I think it makes it a very authentic piece of photojournalism. That was all possible because the photographer Anna Moneymaker, it showed extreme calm, incredible calm and expertise to be able to find a position that no one else had found, to be able to, capture a really unique angle. Of course, it's showing a lot of bravery at the same time.
And switching over to the sports world, what was one of the most captivating images from the Summer Olympics?
I think when we think of sport, we think of sports action, but I personally feel that one of the standout images of the Paris Olympics was the incredible image from the podium towards the end of the gymnastics competition of Rebecca Andrade being paid homage to by Simone Biles and Jordan Childs. I think it's a real representation of true Olympic spirit, the sort of the uplifting spirit that we all follow the Olympic Games for, a kind of Corinthian respect amongst great athletes. The photographer of this image was a photographer called Elsa Garrison, and she spent the week getting to know these athletes a little bit and researching their backgrounds, and had a feeling there was going to be some interaction between the three of them on the podium. And so it turned out, and was able to find a location not too high, not too low, to create just that precise moment. So it's a really impressive, really wonderful sort of human image.
It really is, and you look at that image and you have to smile. It's just so much joy in that. No denying it was an amazing year in entertainment. What moment do you see culturally living on?
Well, I think one of the most photographed people and events in the entertainment world was clearly Taylor Swift in 2024. And the challenge when you are photographing somebody who is covered so much over a year is to try and find something really authentic about that artist. I love the image that you're seeing now, because this is clearly the environment Taylor Swift loves the most. You can see the joy, the authentic enjoyment of her performance, of her connection with her audience, on what was clearly, I think, the most successful tour in history. And I think a photographer needs to really be able to understand the artist in that sense, to be able to kind of convey that real authentic feel of connection and passion that clearly Taylor Swift had throughout her tour.
I like that one too, because the way she's looking, you can almost feel that the crowd, each person feels they're looking at her, and that's the kind of connection she has with them. There were thousands and thousands of images to choose from to highlight 2024. It's almost an impossible job to do. How do you and your team go about deciding which images make the yearly cut? I mean, what's the process?
That's a great question. You're right. There are many, many millions to choose from. We're looking for three things, really. We're looking for those decisive moments where it feels like almost history is turning on its axis, where history is being defined. We're looking in a world where we increasingly talk using visuals as our language. We're looking for imagery that stands out from a creative perspective. That shows events that are covered from multiple angles from a new perspective through the creativity of the photographer. And finally, in perhaps a world that can feel troubled at times, we're looking for a human connection, something that connects readers to something sort of innately inside us and human. And I think that we're very proud of the work our photographers do, and that we can show those things.
Well, we really appreciate it because it does bring such emotion. Ken Mainardis, Senior VP of Editorial at Getty Images, thanks so much for joining us and for bringing us these photos and also the insight behind them.
Thanks, Cindy. Thank you.